everyone. Bill Adams, Realtor with Coldwell Banker with you again. Hey, joining me today is Jim Galinato. Jim is the owner of Vayper Guitars.
Yes.
Let's hear Jim's story. Jim, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, it's great.
Appreciate it.
Great to be here with you. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your business?
Well, my business is a little side hustle I started 4 years ago. Today is actually my 4-year anniversary.
Oh, congratulations.
Well, it started out, my wife bought me a guitar kit
Uh-huh.
in 2016, and I put it together, painted it, did all the electronics, and it played pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, okay. And I had a friend, JLE Guitars, that he makes great guitars. And so I asked him, can you help me build a guitar from scratch? Like getting the wood,
Oh, wow.
from the piece of wood into a finished project.
Mm-hmm.
And he helped me with that. And it took a while, but I did it. It was a flying V type guitar
Mm-hmm.
and built that 100% from scratch with his guidance. But I
Mm-hmm.
did everything, but he supervised me. And then I was like, I always have an entrepreneur type of mind.
Uh-huh.
And it's like, well, if I built these guitars, I could sell them because it plays great. I
Mm-hmm.
was in a band at the time and I used it on stage. And so, but then building guitars could take 6 to 8 months to
Oh,
build from scratch,
okay.
you know, because I have a job, can't do it all day long.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, well, I want to start a business. I've always wanted to start a business after I retired, having a guitar company.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, well, it's not going to happen building it myself. So I got a manufacturer. So I design, pick out the woods, the colors, everything. I design it, and then the manufacturer produces them for me,
Oh, okay.
and
That's
then I
interesting.
sell them.
Mm-hmm.
So I have an online web shop called Reverb. It's like an Amazon for music instruments.
Oh, was not aware of that.
All music gear from brand new to used, collectibles.
Mm-hmm.
And so I sell most of the guitars on there or through friends and family.
Uh-huh.
And so I'm doing it now instead of waiting until I retire. And it's actually doing pretty good.
Uh-huh. Well,
Actually doing really good. I started. It's a funny story. People say, "Well, how'd you get started?"
mm-hmm.
The funds, right?
Yeah.
Well, anyone, you yourself, go through your house, the garage, you can find stuff to sell.
Oh, yeah.
And I found a whole bunch of stuff that was just sitting in the garage that was worth money.
Uh-huh.
And so I sold $750 worth of stuff sitting around, and that was 2019, and I forget what order number I'm on right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm already having new guitars being made as we speak.
Oh, congratulations. That's
Thank
a
you.
great story.
Yeah.
Yeah. So over these 4 years, I'm sure you've had a lot of different experiences
Yes.
related to the business. A particular memorable experience stand out?
Well, recently, because I started in Huntington Beach, California, and then we moved out here to Queen Creek
Mm-hmm.
about a year and a half ago. And so I'm meeting all these new people, including yourself. And I've been fortunate enough to work with Alice Cooper. Not him directly,
Uh-huh.
but he has two teen centers, one in Phoenix and one in Mesa, Arizona. And Randy Spencer, who runs those teen centers, I'm kind of working with him.
Mm-hmm.
So they have every year they have a music competition called I forget what it's called right now, but every year around Christmas time
Uh-huh.
they have a music competition, music and dance.
Mm-hmm.
And so the winner of the competition got an electric guitar from Vayper Guitars.
Oh, nice exposure.
Yeah, so the winner got a guitar, and then I also donated a guitar for the recording studio. So, if kids don't have a guitar, they
Uh-huh.
can go in there and use that one too. So that was a memorable one recently,
Mm-hmm.
being able to work with Alice Cooper's company.
Yeah. Work with
And
him, his company
yeah,
on a good cause.
yeah,
Yeah.
and we're going to do it again this year.
Uh-huh.
Proof is in the pudding music competition. That's what it's called.
Oh, okay.
Proof is, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to do that, and then I'm looking forward to that. So that's a memorable one
Mm-hmm.
because I got to meet these people. They even had me speak on stage at one of the events, which I didn't want to do, but I was scared. But it's
Yeah.
great exposure
Yeah.
for being out here in Arizona.
Yeah. And as they say, push the envelope. You grow by stepping out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, right. So what are some of the challenges that you run into on a daily basis with your business?
Well, the challenge is for me is getting enough guitars, you know, produced.
Uh-huh.
There's certain guitars that sell a lot quick,
Hmm.
and then there's some guitars that, like, I released the 7 string. I'm trying to do different things.
Right.
Uh, for certain people, like the 7 strings are made for like the heavier rock bands. So I made that, but then it's a manufacturing thing,
Hmm.
not making enough guitars and
Uh-huh.
waiting because I have to wait, you know.
Hmm.
So that's the only challenge I have right now, and getting the name out there.
Hmm. Yeah.
I got my guitars in one store out here in Mesa, Arizona, Zim's Guitars, and I want to get them to the other stores, but I kind of like just doing it direct.
Hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
I could save 30%
Yeah.
from the store's costs. So, but that's about it.
Uh-huh. What do you what do your clients say? What do you hear coming back from them as far as your guitars?
A lot of them love it. Every single one of them love it, and I actually have quite a few that are return customers.
Hmm.
I got one that bought 4. I got one that bought 6.
Uh-huh.
Another one that bought 5.
Uh-huh.
You know, they're priced. I got them at a good price point to where you can customize it any way you want.
Hmm.
Um, and then they're built tough. Like for a touring band, you could take them out and you can beat it up, play it hard, and it's still in tune. It's still great. So that's the positive feedback that I get.
Hmm.
Um, and making it an affordable price point for anybody,
Yeah.
from a beginner to someone touring the world.
Yeah.
You know, like that's my goal is to get guitars in the young kids' hands. You
Hmm.
know, and play instruments.
Yeah.
You know, so that's that. Return customers
Yeah.
is what I
Absolutely.
like.
All right. So what motivates you?
Um, I'm a go getter. I'm up, every day at 5, 6, maybe 7 on the weekends. I sleep in.
Hmm.
Um, but I'm just I'm always doing something. Like with Vapor Guitars, someone told me to start a podcast
Uh-huh.
so you could help promote the guitar business. So I have a podcast,
Hmm.
and that's called All Things Guitars and Music.
Hmm.
And it's basically a podcast to talk about anything about guitars or music.
Okay.
And I made a guitar effect pedal company. That's another offshoot of Vapor Guitars.
Hmm.
That's called Vapor Stomp Box Company. So I'm always in my hands.
Hmm.
My
Hmm.
wife says, "Oh, it's a Gemini thing." I'm always doing something. You know, I don't know. I just like doing things.
Yeah.
I don't like sitting around and doing nothing. I always want to be creating content. I design the shirts. I design the guitars, the website, everything.
Yeah.
One man shop.
All right. So with all that you do, what do you do for fun?
That's I like to do that for fun.
Uh-huh.
Hanging out with my family.
Yeah.
Uh, my wife of 35 years, and we have a son that's 20, and we're foodies.
Uh-huh.
So we love to cook, and then we love to go out to eat. But things are expensive right now.
Yeah.
So my wife is a great cook. She could cook anything, you
Hmm.
know, anything, and it tastes great.
Yeah.
You know, so that hanging out with the family is
Yeah.
pretty much my fun.
Yeah. Well, it certainly
Playing
sounds
music.
like you have a good balance between business, entrepreneurship,
Yeah,
and family.
yeah.
So I appreciate you spending time with us today, Jim.
Well, I appreciate
Thank you
you
so
having
much.
me.
All righty. So, folks, any questions or interest in a guitar, please reach out to Jim. I'm sure he'd be happy to answer any of your questions and take care of your needs. And this is Bill Adams, Coldwell Banker Realty. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.